Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Looks like Israel and Iran are on a collision course. We're going to go to Daniel 10, verses 13 and 14, scripture reference. The prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days, but Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me. So with all these princes, I take it these to be angels. For I was left there with the kings of Persia, and came to make you understand what is to happen to your people, that be Israel, in the latter days. For the vision is for days yet to come. So it's clearly future from the time of Daniel. So we're talking about something, 2,700 years ago from today, when this message was given to Daniel. And the context of these verses from Daniel is the latter days. And so we know the angel Michael will come to defend Israel against the dragon or Satan in the latter days from Revelation 12. In fact, it's from that point where Satan and his angels get thrown down to earth. And I also think it's pretty reasonable that the prince of Persia and all the kings, all these angelic beings, they're probably still around in today's time. Especially when you just look at the career of Michael and Gabriel, and they've been around a long time. And this information communicated to Daniel is clearly worth fighting over, so much so that this Persian prince, this angel, was committed to stopping the message getting to Daniel, and the point that Michael even needed to come in for the assist. So this Persian prince or angel is clearly committed to the death and destruction of Israel. And the happenings on earth are the result of heavenly warfare. And to me, this prayer has so many layers, like an onion. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So I suspect as the time of the end draws closer, we can expect more attempted deadly activity from Iran towards Israel, as well as some other. I'm sure there are other angels that represent certain countries. And I'm sure the activity in heaven is heating up just because of what's going on down here on planet Earth. And as the time gets closer, it'll be like birth pangs. Intensity and frequency will increase. So with that, we're going to go to George Papadopoulos from X. And as a result of this week, Iran has raised the red flag of revenge on the dome of the Jamkaran Mosque. So they're telling you war is coming. Something's coming. And the reason that is because this previous week, we go to Tehran, Iran, near the presidential palace. We'll open this up. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has confirmed the assassination earlier tonight of Hamas chief political leader Ismail Haniyeh. He was killed alongside one of his bodyguards at his residence in Tehran while he was in town from Qatar for the inauguration of President Masoud Pezeshkian. So he shows up. How'd you like to be the president of Iran? His first day on the job, and one of his buddies gets murdered, taken out, assassinated. And where he was staying is close to the presidential palace, as I've read things and understand it. So nobody is sleeping well in Tehran these days. Just took him out in his little quarters. Heavily fortified, I'm sure. This is great. This is the supreme leader anxiously looking at the sky while doing funeral prayers for Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran. And Iran declared a no-fly zone over Tehran. A little nervous, I think. Like he could, if he could see it would matter. They're all packed in there like a bunch of ants. He's not going anywhere. And if they wanted to get him, they be in Israel, they would have done it. I mean, it would have been a drone or a missile or whatever. But he's living for now. And then we go to Beirut, Lebanon. And let's back up to Tehran. Israel didn't claim they did this one, but it's pretty well understood. And being some dots connected with the type of missile that was used, speculation is that the guy from Hamas had his cell phone and was using the WhatsApp, and they traced the WhatsApp to the GPS coordinates of his cell phone. And when he stayed still for a couple hours there in the evening, the assumption was made he was sleeping, and he did not get up. So with that, let's go to Beirut, Lebanon. Israel says it has eliminated Hezbollah commander Fuad Shkur. I'll probably mispronounced that. Anyhow, there's Netanyahu on the left, the commander on the right. He is no longer, and Israel confirmed it. They made an announcement on it on X. Yep, we did it. You can listen to this if you choose to. Link provided. And Russia says Israel's strikes on Lebanon are a violation of international law. Now, the BRICS countries, Russia would like to make this an international incident with Lebanon. I mean, if that's the case, that would make the assumption that Hezbollah is in charge of Lebanon. I don't know about that, but of course Israel says this is a terrorist organization, and Hezbollah was removed from being a terrorist organization by many countries here recently. Israel's foreign minister sent a message to foreign ministers around the world following the Beirut strike, saying Israel is not interested in an all-out war, but the only way to prevent it is the immediate implementation of Resolution 1701. Now, we covered this earlier in the week. Again, after a discussion with Checkmate, he had mentioned UN Security Council Resolution 1701. And the idea is that Hezbollah withdraws north to the Litani River. And that would be consistent with prophecy. We'll pull that up real quick. Whoops, my bad. I'm going to butcher this trying to get there. Ignore me. So, this is a prophecy from, scroll down, patience with me as I get there. Obadiah 1, verse 20, the exiles of the host of the people of Israel shall possess the land of the Canaanites as far as Zarephath. And Zarephath is up there in between Tyre and Sidon on the Lebanese coast on the Mediterranean Sea, which is essentially equivalent with the Litani River. And it sure is interesting. And I'm sure the folks at the UN read prophecy from Obadiah to determine, this is probably where we ought to draw the line. I doubt it. Sarcasm there. But that would potentially be prophetic fulfillment, and that does talk about at some point Israel will possess that land up to the Litani River prior to the coming of Christ. Or at least that's how that is interpreted and understood by some. I would be in that camp. We'll see. Definitely interesting. And here's the Minister of Foreign Affairs letter written from Jerusalem, July 31st, where they claim they took out Fuad, known as